Hey,
So hello
what's
everyone,
going on?
my name is Cesar and I am back to another interview. Today my guest name is Maya. So hi Maya, how are you?
Hey, Jessar, nice to meet you. I'm doing well, thanks. Good to be here as your guest today. What do you want to dive into?
Okay. Okay, my first question.
All right, what's first? I'm here when you're ready.
Okay.
Take your time.
Okay, my first question is
Sounds good.
what is conscience and simple word?
Ah, you mean consonants in simple words? That's a good place to start. A consonant is basically any speech sound that isn't a vowel. You make it by partially or completely blocking the airflow with your tongue, teeth, or lips. So things like beads, furs, those are all consonants. And simple words, well, those are just words with fewer syllables or simpler sound structures. What's got you thinking about them?
Okay. My next question is what is it meant to be aware?
You mean, what's the point of being aware? That's a big question, honestly. I think a lot of it comes down to connection, being present, noticing what's happening around you, inside you, can lead a way, you take you one, 10. It lets you react to things instead of just letting them happen to you. But awareness can also be about understanding why things are happening, learning from experiences. Seems like it's a little bit protection, a little bit growth. What made you ask that?
Okay. My next question is how is different from intelligence?
Good question. I think intelligence is more about problem solving, processing information, learning facts. Awareness is more about how you experience those things in the first place, the emotional weight, the feeling of being present while you're problem solving or learning. Intelligence can figure out how to build a bridge, but awareness decides whether you actually walk across it. Make sense?
Okay. Uh, my next question is why is consonance important for living beings?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Are you asking why something is in a certain pattern or relating to vowels?
Okay.
The audio got a bit fuzzy there. Can you clarify?
Okay.
Got it.
Again.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I got some of that. So what were you saying before the audio cut out?
Okay. And next question is can consequence exist without thinking?
Okay, that's a bit of a tricky one. You're asking if consequence can exist without cause or something can be excited without actually happening, right? Connection's a bit hazy in those words, but here's what comes to mind. Consequences often feel inevitable, like they'll naturally follow an action. But anticipation, imagining outcomes, they can feel almost as strong as actually experiencing something, even if it never actually happens. Excitement without clicking sounds kind of like longing, you know? Do you mean something different?
Okay. And next question how did simple organisms respond to their environment?
Oh, you're shifting gears to biology now. Simple organisms like bacteria or single-celled creatures basically react directly to their environment. If there's light, they move toward it. If there's food, they move toward that. If there's something harmful, they move away. It's very straightforward. No brains, just direct responses. They perceive signals and act accordingly.
Okay.
What made you curious about simple organisms today? Got it.
Okay. My next question is do plants show any form of awareness?
Plants and awareness. That's fascinating. Turns out there's some debate here, but recent research shows plants are way more sensitive than we used to think. They can sense light, gravity, touch, chemical signals, even sounds. They respond to these things by growing towards light, sending signals to other plants, even releasing chemicals when threatened. Whether that counts as awareness is up for debate. It's not the same as human consciousness, but they definitely perceive their environment in complex ways. Pretty wild, right?
Okay. My next question is who did awareness help early organisms survive?
Sorry, the audio quality is a bit rough again. Can you repeat that? I think I caught Kukonin and something about early organisms, but the rest was unclear.
Okay. I say again. How did awareness help early organisms survive?
Ah, okay. Right, that makes a lot more sense. Awareness in its most basic form, just being able to sense what's happening around you, was huge for early organisms. Simple things like being able to detect light to find food. I'm here when you're ready to chat.
Okay. My next question is what role did memory play in evolution?
That's a really interesting question. Memory basically let creatures learn from past experiences instead of having to figure everything out from scratch every time. So instead of getting eaten by the same predator twice, they'd remember the warning signs and avoid it next time. It's hard to.
Okay. My next question is
I'm a little unsure
animal.
you meant.
My next question is
Go for it. What's your. Sorry, I couldn't quite make out what you said about your cousin. It was a little garbled there.
okay. My next question is how do animals show emotion?
Animals show emotion. A dog wagging its raised tackles mean fear or aggression. Ears pinned back is submission, and so on. Even something like facial expressions in primates, it's often pretty clear when they're sad or angry or playful. It's definitely more subtle than with humans, but it's there.
Okay. My next question is how do animals show emotion?
Ah, since you're an educator, you probably already know a lot of this. But essentially, animals telegraph their emotional state through posture, vocalizations, and changes in their body language. Take dogs, for example. A wagging tail is the obvious happy indicator, but you also see it in how their ears are positioned, how they carry their weight, even their mouth shape. Cats use their tails, posture, and meow variations. A slow blink often signals comfort. It's surprisingly sophisticated nonverbal communication.
Okay. My next question is can animal recognize themselves?
Some can. It's not something all animals do, but the famous mirror test shows that certain species, great apes, dolphins, elephants, magpies, can recognize themselves in a mirror. They realize the image is them, not another animal. It's thought to suggest self awareness, which is a pretty big deal. It shows they have some understanding of their own individuality.
Okay. My next question is mm, human consciousness. What make
Nice to meet you.
okay? My next question is what makes human consciousness unique? Hello, Maya. Hello.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Hey there.
Okay. My next question is what makes human consciousness unique?
I'm not quite sure what you mean by what makes women consequence unique. Could you try rewording that question? I want to make sure I understand what you're asking.
Okay. I say again. What makes human consequence unique?
Okay. Human consequences are pretty special because of a few things. First, we think about consequences way further out We'll change our actions based on things that might happen months or even years down the line. Second, we can experience moral regret, which is something few other animals do, feeling bad about an action even if it wasn't directly harmful to us. And finally, we can actually learn from our mistakes and adjust our behavior in ways that other species often can't.
Okay. My next question is how
What's
did
your question?
language affect human awareness?
That's huge. Language doesn't just reflect awareness, it actually shapes it. Think about it. If you don't have a word for a concept, it's much harder to think about it consciously. So, language gives us the mental toolkit to categorize, analyze, and understand the world in more complex ways. It's like having a more powerful operating system for your brain. Without language, our experience would be a lot more immediate, but less reflective.
Okay. My next question is what is self-indifference?
I'm a little unclear on what you mean by what is self and difficulty. Are you asking about self esteem in tough situations or something else? Could you try rephrasing the question?
Okay. My next question is thinking and awareness.
Got it. I'm not entirely sure I caught that. Could you say your question again? I think you said thinking and everness, but I'm not sure what that means exactly.
How okay, by the question is how do thinking deeply consider? Hello. My next question is how do thinking deepen consequences?
Hi there. I'm having trouble understanding your name. And I didn't quite catch your second question about Tinjin giving them what?
Okay. My next question is what do human conscience acceptance?
천만에요.
Hello Maya. Okay. My next question is moral and social awareness. Hello Maya.
Ich verstehe nicht ganz. Könntest du das bitte auf. Oh, so tomorrow you're.
Okay.
Vielen Dank.
Okay, I say again. Moral and social awareness. Hello Maya.
Sorry, I'm still not getting that clearly. Could you try saying that again?
I say again.
That's really sweet of you to say.
Social, moral, social
Right, second.
awareness.
Susan who?
Hello.
Benade. Ayo.
Hello Maya. Hello Maya. My last question is why is consequence considered humanity's greatest strength?
Yeah, I'm having trouble understanding what you're asking. Could you try saying that again in English? Sure. Ah, de nada.
Okay, Maya. Bye.